Well, welcome back to the Timeline Ranch. Figured I'd make a video during this exceptional drought here at the ranch to show you what areas still have some water in the ground and which of the features that I've built so far are working, showing signs of improvement because of them. I'm up on the top of the mountain right now, so I can point down and show you some areas from afar where it's easier to see the overall view. There's the valley where everything's been built for the most part. You can see on the downhill side of the pond, it's considerably greener than anywhere else around here. Everything else is pretty brown. Yeah, there's quite a bit of moisture still trapped in the soil, even though the pond hasn't had any water in it in 8 months. It's been there for 9 years now, so it's had a good bit of time to infiltrate into the soil. Yeah, definitely visible changes right there. We'll walk up this North Creek here and up that South Creek, the main creek that feeds the pond. Take a look at the vegetation. I've also seen on the side of this road here, that road fill, because it wasn't compacted, is holding a considerable amount of moisture in it. Let's go walk around, take a look during this exceptional drought. It hasn't rained in a year, so these are the times to go around and observe where the water's still at. So this is the ridge I was on a minute ago, pointing out the different areas. This is the upper portion of the North Creek that feeds the pond. Water's traveling underground. The further down you get, the vegetation that has some deep roots that could tap into it, like this sotol, look considerably better than the ones just a little bit outside of this creek's line. This one you can see is dying back a little bit more, and then further out, that one's completely dead. And there's definitely some water traveling underground. Not much. This cactus even looks better than the ones right outside the creek. See, the pads are still fluffed up on this one. You can start to see it's drying out a little bit, but not like the ones a little further out of the creek. We'll walk over to one. It's a little further up. Show you what I mean. We're gonna walk down this North Creek towards the pond. Now this sotol here looks very good. Even the Leaky look pretty decent that's down in the creek. This Yucca faxoniana is dying back, so it must not have roots tapped into the water that's flowing underground down this creek. I'll show you the cactus right over here. You can see the difference in the pads. You can see it drying out there pretty good. All these look like that. They're dying back from the outer branches in. So there's definitely a little water flowing in this rock down the creek. Yeah, this is what it looks like when you wash the gravel off the top of this mountain. It's all solid rock. Looks just like this. And normally this time of the year there's little yellow flowers in the Asteraceae family blooming everywhere. This sotal looks very good. Not having rain for a year hasn't phased this a bit with that water flowing underground. This Infederan divodidence is not getting any help from the creek. Looks pretty bad. Still alive, but it's holding on for dear life. Still a little early. Some of these haven't come out of dormancy from the winter. Like this New Mexico olive here, it's still dormant. I'm sure it's got some roots tapped into that water supply down there too. All these sotals look pretty good down here. This one that's just out of the reach of the water doesn't look like them. There's one that's out of the reach. You can see it's just the heart of it's still alive. This one's, if we don't get some rain within a few more months, it's probably going to die. There's still a little bit of green right in the middle down there. This is fatter in the bottom. It looks a little better here. Creosote must not have deep roots on this one, tapping into that water. This is fatter in the bottom. It looks pretty decent for the circumstance. We'll go fast track over there, the edge of the north end of the pond. There's a good one that you can see how bad this Yucca faxoniana looks. Just the very core is alive. And then that one right there that's still tapped into some water from the creek. Looks like it's gonna make it. That one's dying back. I guess it doesn't have roots in that water source. You can see that underlying rock that I've been digging through, that fractured rock, where this creek's washed it out in spots. We're almost over to the pond. This honey mesquite hasn't broke dormancy yet. You can see the green in the bark. Probably here in another month it'll be leafed out. There's the start of the pond. Not much water in this area here. You can see, you know, this holds water just for a little bit, maybe a week. If the pond fills completely up, it'll have about 10 inches of water across here. Once we get over here to the main body of the pond, though, you can see some improvement for sure. There's a little mule fat, or Baccharis It's looking pretty good. It's getting some moisture out of the soil. There's some water getting trapped in this loose soil up here, traveling underground. This creosote looks very good. Looks like about as good as it does. Probably if it caught a little bit of rain, it would go ahead and flower. This is fatter and divided. It's getting some moisture from the pond when it had water in it. Still trapped in this soil. This creosote looks fairly good compared to its neighbors right here that's not getting that water. Yeah, you can see these all look the same out here. Not getting any of that water from the pond. This one's getting some water. Looks a little better. Here's all our baccharis. It still hasn't bloomed out its new leaves for the year. It's evergreen, but it drops a good bit of them during the winter. Tar bush has a few leaves on it still. They're pretty dry though. Not getting much water. This creosote is getting some water. Got some green to it. You can see that the feather and dividends over there looks pretty decent. This is the green patch that we were looking at from up there on the top. All these creosotes out here benefiting from the pond being there and that water getting to travel underground. Let's see how far it reaches out from the pond edge. It looks like it goes all the way to this other little channel that's feeding into the creek, and then after that it's all brown. Yeah, that's definitely a difference though. In here, this whole mound's full of water from the pond. These all look pretty good. The hawthorn looks very good. It looks about like it would on a regular rain year. These actually look a little browner than the ones that are further away. That was about, I would say, 50 feet from the edge of the pond over there. It's all going downhill, so that water's, traveling that way. I guess this side's starting to dry out away from the pond because it hasn't had water in so long. So you're seeing as that water drains out, it's still going that way. Yeah, these on this edge are starting to dry out pretty good compared to the ones on that other end. This tar bush is pretty dry right here. Yeah, there's definitely a little pocket though of water that's accumulated underground there. Pretty dry down the outflow of the creek. This baccharis looks alright over here. It's got some moisture in the ground. There's a little bit of water trapped in the ground right here apparently. These creosotes look pretty decent. The fatter Nevada in this looks real good over here. It's dry right in there. Let's go to the other side of the pond. There we are where the main creek dumps into the pond. instead of water's traveling underground there. That backrest looks pretty good. Got a little leafing out on this plant here. Already some water down there. Skeleton leaf goldeneye is trying to come out. The mule deer chewed this thing down to just a little stub. Usually this time of the year it's already leafed out. It's a full bush. This is got some water in the soil here apparently. This is bicolored fan mustard. It hasn't flowered yet, but it's starting to come out there. We've got a few little flowering spots coming out on these New Mexico olives. This one's getting a little moisture from this Leaky Weir. Yeah, it's getting a little bit of water. It's real early though on the flowers. The flowers are definitely not showy on this plant. You can see some right in there. This big Leaky Weir I've got here, it's about 25 foot across, and this was the natural grade here, but it dropped down pretty steep after that. All that's about 5 foot thick rock across there with a drive where the vehicles will be driving through there. That allows that water to wick through and keep going into the pond underground. Slows it down. Sediment's building up a little bit behind it. You can see this one here is looking real good. This Yucca Ana. It looks about as good as they can look. It's getting the water from this creek that's getting piled up behind this Leaky Weir. You can see the white-throated wood rats have been chewing the leaves off to get their moisture. This one I transplanted. You may have caught the video, you may not have. It looks pretty good. This creosote doesn't look terrible. It's got some seeds on it right there. This Veteran Nevada's definitely getting some moisture. It's got a nice green to it. This is one I transplanted, but I don't know if it didn't like the transplant or if it just decided that was it. It bloomed one last time and then died. There's another creosote bush. It's looking pretty decent down here compared to the other ones around here anyway. Tar bush had some leaves on it, but they froze. Hasn't come back out yet. Veteran Nevada's has a little bit of green in it. It's starting to dry out this way though. Some of the ones that have deeper roots still look alright. You see this one's got more of a yellow hue to it. Starting to get a little drier over here. Still got a little more life in it than some of these other ones. These are pretty dry here. Yeah, that's about the extent of the moisture that's been trapped in that creek though. Right there, you can see this one's a little bit more yellow than the ones right by that Leaky Weir. Even right on the side, they look pretty good, and then you start coming out away from it, like that one there, looking pretty rough. All of them are looking pretty bad out there. They just don't have that water available for them. Let's go up the main creek. There's some water flowing in the rock, similar to the North Creek was. See that underlying stone here, all solid rock. These don't look too bad. Little Yuccafexana and a Sotol right there. This is the hot tub, that's what I call it. It holds water for a couple weeks after a rain. It's about a foot deep. About 30 centimeters. These are scrub oaks. They haven't come back from the winter yet. No telling how many hundreds of years old some of these are. They grow very slow out here. Some water traveling under the ground there. Sotol looks pretty good. These look pretty good as well. So these Leaky aren't tapped into it. They're pretty dry. All those Sotols look pretty good. You see all that organic material. It's going to end up down in the pond and turn into good fertile soil for me later. From these scrub oaks and everything else that washes down this creek. And there's a good little bedding of it down there. Beautiful sight. That bacteria down there in the water, break it down. And all these Sotols look pretty good over here. There's no getting through that. I'm gonna go around this way. That Sotol looks pretty good. Tapped into that water that's flowing underground. Prickly pear looks pretty good. Pads are fluffed out. And you can see his buddy right there. That's not in that water. Looks pretty rough. This one was tapped into some water. It kept its leaves a lot longer. Mexico. There's no telling how old this tree is. Probably do a core sample, find out. I bet it's 200-300 years old though. That base right there is about a 6-inch diameter. For a scrub oak, that's pretty big. Especially in this part of the world. That yucca looks pretty good. That one's getting a little bit yellow. That one looks real good over there. Sotol looks good. We got some water underground here. Some more of that nice organic material that's going to end up in the pond. Yeah, the water's pretty shallow over here. These Leaky are even tapped into it. They look pretty good. That looks all right. Some water on this one. It's got a nice little pocket here. The gravel, I'm sure moisture sits in there for a good long while. Yeah, it looks like water's flowing all the way from up there underground slowly. Let's go look on the side of the road over here. That road fill material is holding some moisture pretty good. There we are on the side of the road. You can see water's traveling under these rocks. That Sotol, that little Sotol looks pretty good. These Leaky don't look too bad. Right here, you can see a white-throated wood rat's probably been eating these for moisture. Yeah, these look pretty good over here along the edge of this first Leaky Weir I put. Really doesn't look too bad along here. There's some water traveling downhill. That Sotol looks pretty good right there on the edge of the road fill. That creosote looks pretty good right there on the side of the road. Yucca looks real good. I haven't got around to it yet, but once I get these Leaky Weirs in here, it's going to slow that water down, trap a little more there. That Fetter and Nevadans looks pretty good coming out of this side of this road fill already though. That Leaky looks pretty good compared to a little further up. Yeah, it's pretty dry right through there. All those prickly pear are real dry. A lot of this is dormant, so it's hard to tell the benefits from it, but this brush has really come in good since I built this up here to dam that water in. And then downhill from this road fill You can see a few things that are not dormant, like the feather and the botanist there, nice and healthy looking. All these Leaky look pretty good down here. This non-compacted road fill is doing wonders for keeping moisture in the ground. Yeah, all those Leaky right there look real good. Nice looking little creosote bush there, getting that moisture from that road fill. Little skeleton leaf goldeneye, starting to come back out this year. It looks pretty good. That veteran looks pretty good on the bottom of that road. This one looks pretty good right here on the side of the pad for the hydroelectric building. Creosote looks real good right here. Get some moisture out of this road fill. It gets pretty dry further down there though. You can see those Yucca there by the house are all dried out. They're in survival mode. Well, that's about all I have for observations on this exceptional drought, showing what still has water in it and what doesn't. See you on the next one.